Hello everyone, a plane is going by and I don't know if you can hear it, but that's what that noise was. I wanted to give a huge Patreon shout out. That's exactly what I'm saying, my goodness. Every time I start a live, I'm always like, anyway, thank you so much for my Patreons. You are just wonderful people. I love being able to speak with you and have you in a community together there. And I just thank you so much for being in my life. And thanks for supporting me so that I can do fun things like this. And I also want to give a shout out to Lori. Lori, you know who you are. I hope that you get a chance to join or see this on YouTube when it goes up later. I have been gifted dowsing rods. I have never used dowsing rods before. So I am excited to use them for the first time. I thought I'd go live with them, so here we go. But before I do, I want to check in. How are we doing, everybody? Do any of you have plans for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius? Let me know. I'm going to eat my popcorn as I read your responses. Oh, thank you! Aranos, if I said that correctly. I'm glad that you've been enjoying my playlist. That makes me very happy. Hello, Dallas, Texas. Just lit some incense? Just light some incense and pray? Actually, just light incense. Also eating popcorn, huzzah! I actually don't have tattoos. My partner does, though. So, cool. Hello, hello. Ooh, a standardized test. Woof, I feel for you. What do those even prove, anyway? Letting your intuition take the lead. Very good. I'm doing the same thing. We are all just trying to survive right now. Survive and thrive as best as we can. Oh my goodness. My TikTok fashion, thank you. I always tell people I update my wardrobe maybe like every 5 to 10 years. And this year was one of those years. Kat, I love you. Thanks for being here. That's spooktastics, everybody. I didn't know that you would be able to watch from where you are, or maybe, I don't know what you're doing, like literally this moment, but you're here, yay! How's Rupert feel about my live? He says it's fine. Oh my goodness, hey Bessie. Went to school today, cool, wasn't that bad, very nice. Hello Vancouver Island. Bored as heck, Yeah, so another big thank you to Lori who gifted these. And for anybody who was watching and they were just like, just pray. I typically don't use tools, period. I will like basically ground myself and just connect. So if that's what you were talking about, then great. I don't know if what I do would necessarily fall under prayer, but to each his own, and I respect that, and I wish everybody the best out there for being their own unique selves, and I just simply hope that in whatever you do, you speak from your experience and not inflict your experience on other people. So, hello everyone. Yay! Yeah, I went live today randomly. I was like, I'm gonna do this. Am I in a box? No, I'm in a blanket fort. So I do my readings when I do like mediumship consultations in a blanket fort. And I love it. I am an adult who works from a blanket fort. I think everybody who wants a blanket fort should just make one for yourself. Doesn't matter how old you are, do it. Make yourself feel good. Really, besides removing distractions, this is very helpful because it is the most spiritually cleansed and protected and warded spot in my house. And I'm in a 3x4 foot block right now. So we've got protections up against the entire house, including the property that we're on, though this is like the amped up spot. I've noticed, thanks for the gifts, everybody. I've noticed that some mediums, they'll call spirits to them to meet with them where they are physically. I don't do that. I used to when I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. And then I started realizing that some spirits didn't want to leave, and I really didn't like that because I was only asking them for a specific thing. So now what I do is I go to where they are. Now, sometimes they're with the person that I'm talking to, so that's super easy. Other times they're like in spirit space, or like they're in a home, or they're like in their favorite place in the woods or something like that. It has been such a unique opportunity to just kind of go to people's places where they're happy and just kind of knock on the door and be like, hey, how you doing? I am me. It's honestly, it's been such a cool experience. Thank you. To see where folks like to be. And of course, after consults, I don't connect with anybody from those, again, out of respect for the client, but also out of respect of privacy for the spirit. But for, just 45 minutes, I get a glimpse on where they're at. I understand where they are that makes them happy, and I get to explain that to who I'm talking to, and it is like the coolest thing. So I'm able to do that like in a kind of in-between space. And I don't know how many other mediums do that. I feel like a lot of folks call folks to them, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just a matter of, if you're going to have a party, you got to be able to make sure that everybody gets home, sort of, kind of. So, yeah. Does Rupert ever like taking my drinks? Typically, no, because I have a sweet tooth and he does not. I will say hi to Jimothy for you. Jimothy is not here right now. He is, what can I say, working on a project to better himself right now, and I wish him the best. He's doing some internal looking, and that's what I can say. He is safe, he is good, he is with friends, he's with extended family, and he will be back at some point. But for right now, he's just learning some stuff. I got some skits coming out. I think they were back from January, February, and I'm going to be sharing those. I already shared them on my Patreon, but I'm going to be sharing those after I share my videos on the clairs, because I've been getting a lot of new folks here who aren't as familiar with clairs. But for those of you who know the clairs and perhaps are looking to grow them, at the end of each video, I also offer like tips and fun exercises that you can do. So it's not all, repeated information. Is it ever all repeated information? I don't think so. Yeah, the last 6 months have been a thing. I am tan. It's actually a promise that I made to my dog Mira. She passed in April. I made some videos on that just to get the word out, but I also made it was like a memorial sort of video that was for my healing, but I figured folks would want to know because she was a part of my videos as well. I made a promise to her that I would do something in nature every week, even if it was something small, even if it was just like, going to a park in my neighborhood. And one of the main things that I've been doing is, since I live 20 minutes from the beach, I will go to the beach, sometimes just for an hour, and I will just breathe. And some of you who are close friends of mine will get random spam of me showing the water. If I'm gonna spam my friends with something, it's typically not like me making weird faces, though that does happen sometimes. It's usually me sending like nature pics and being like, this is my favorite river, or like, look at the ocean today, or I found a shell. Like, that's what I do. So, cool. Hello, new people. Yeah, you got one of my lives. I did 7 lives. No, 6. I planned 7. No, long story. Like last week and the week before, and all of them are posted on my YouTube. I was talking to Mara Starling. I was talking to Hannah Series. I talked about my spiritual journey. Hi, Miss Lily. Thanks for being here. And I talked about other things too. I think maybe one with Emily that I was doing. So yeah, it's been super cool. So let's see. What do you do when you keep seeing the same spirit for over 15 years? Are you sure it's a ghost? It could be a spirit guide. You should ask them. So yeah. Hello, South Carolina. I am not far from you. My YouTube is, you can search RebekahTheGhostGuide, and that's all in my bio as well. Thanks, Mommy Mixie. Funny name, like in a good way. Cool. Hello. How do you ask a spirit? Just ask them. If we can remove this perception of they're spirits, they're far off, they're different, if we can just treat them like people, many of them are or were at some point. Thank you, dog lover. Yeah, just ask. See what response you get, and understand that perceiving may be different from you, or for you. It may not always be literally hearing it. So pick up on other signs. Think of every way that you can speak to the living. Apply that to spirits. That could be emotively, that could be seeing, that could be feeling, that kind of thing. All the clairs, once again, psychic senses, I'm going to be releasing videos over the next few days on those. So if you're not familiar with how you can see and perceive, thank you. Check back every day. I will be posting videos so that you can learn, because I am of the belief that everybody can perceive at some level, and that these are not gifts because you can't control gifts. These are abilities, and with abilities, you have control over them. You have the ability to grow as you are comfortable growing. And that's the thing, as I don't ever want people thinking that, oh, I'm special and there's a gate here and that kind of thing. No, a lot of you have past loved ones and you understand them better than I, a stranger, would. I just work as a translator sometimes for folks. So I always check with clients. I always keep asking. I'm like, does this resonate with you? Does this personality match up with who I am talking to? And I remember this past week, I was speaking with someone, and I made a reading on them, and then I asked, does that apply to you? And she was like, kinda. And I was like, hey, if it doesn't, please let me know, because that means that I need to figure out if I was perhaps understanding something in a way and I missed the mark in some way. Because basically what I was doing, I was reading her energy and asking her guides if they could basically give some information on how they saw her and where she was in her journey. So what I figured out though was, rather than trying to go into like the more broader subjects, they were really just speaking in metaphor, and I had to use what I was doing to specify basically apply the metaphor of an object that I had pulled for her to her. I feel like I just spun in circles a little bit there, so if anybody's confused, I did not mean to make that happen. What I'm saying is, it's possible to be a little off the mark sometimes, and that's where communication comes in. Now, I prefer at the beginning to not get too much information from who I'm talking to, just so that I'm not primed. But once I've made a connection, I always want to be sure, like, hey, is this your person? Another thing that I do that I don't think is that unique, because I think a lot of people do it and they just don't realize they do it. I read personality and I read energy. Like, that's what comes through the strongest when I'm first connecting with somebody. I think there's also this mindset of like, oh, like seeing them physically with your eyes or hearing them with your ears. And I'm just like, I got personality. And, if you look at my skits, it kind of matches up. Like, I'm a performer. I was performing ever since I was 5. And so I understand personality. And I think that's something that is not something that could be replicated in an untrue way. So, anywho, I feel like I went on a tangent. Hello, comment section. What are we doing today? How long can a parental spirit be around with a child? They have the choice. Some parents will want to greet said person once they move or once they pass. It's never a clear-cut sort of thing. I actually channeled someone's parent this past week who wanted to reincarnate, and they let them know that. They were like, hi, I want to learn from you in this life because I've learned from you now. So that was really moving. What does it mean when a spirit doesn't know they've passed? Mental health. Yep, it can follow you. That's what I'm saying. I'm such a mental health advocate because it's a lot easier to find a therapist when you're like this than it can be when you're on the other side. So live in your present, look at your options, look at sliding scale options. Remember, a lot of therapists are now online. My therapist is 3 hours away. I've never met her in person. We always meet online, but it's been such a fulfilling experience. So a lot of the reasons why you may have not been able to get therapy in the past may have changed now. So, you know, reanalyze some things, talk to people you know. Support groups are another thing too. There may not even be a charge associated with those support groups, even if it's like online, different active things that you can be a part of. So yeah, when somebody doesn't know that they've passed, it's due to them not being able to be present enough to understand what happened. And sometimes it has to do with how they got there in the first place. Could have been very traumatic. They could be working through that. I found that if reminded, a spirit can remember. But that's a very delicate situation when you think about it. You've got to have a lot of empathy for what they're going through and not sit there and force them to think about it. That's another thing in consultations that I know for some mediums, they'll like feel on their body how the person passed. And every now and then I will get that. Though sometimes the person recognizes what's happened, though they don't really want to go into detail. And I get it. I get it. So I'm always respectful of that. Hey, Asheville, I used to live there. I miss it. It's been too long since I've been there. So yeah, for honing in on gifts, all that good stuff. Check out my YouTube. I've got a lot of content there. I'm going to be making some videos this week with like skill sets and tips and that sort of thing. And somebody asked if I can connect with a past loved one online. Actually, all of my mediumship consultations are online right now. That being said, I will be honest with you, for mediumship led, not for quick chats. You can, if you just want to talk to me and like run some experiences by me, get some tips on growing your own abilities, that's a quick chat. They're available sooner and the pricing is significantly lower because I don't do mediumship for those. It's, you get to pick my brain on the experiences that I've had and the ways that I've grown through talking to over 1,000 people at this point on, I'm just like, I was looking at the numbers today. I was like, oh my goodness. It's very exciting. So yeah, that can be very good. I remember the reason why I opened this option in the first place was I just wanted to be able to talk to mediums when I was growing my abilities. And typically all that was offered was classes, which are great. And I took some. But I just wanted to pick brains sometimes. So I want to offer that option to all of you. You're welcome to pick my brain. And those are on my website. But going back to the mediumship consultations are actually sold well into 2023, which is wild to say. I'm very moved. Thank you. That being said, the only exception being if you are experiencing something that is physically dangerous to you, email my assistant. When you go to the contact form on my website, you will find that there. I do make exceptions for people who are dealing with violent things. It's very few times that happens. Though the reason why I don't just like add a bunch of times in general to my schedule is this uses a lot of energy. I've got to be kind to myself. I did get excited at the very first part of this year and I filled up my schedule and it was really hard. So now I'm being kinder to myself. I'm breathing. And another big thank you to my Patreons who are assisting me in being able to have more content of higher quality so that I can split my days between content creation and consultation. I'm very grateful to do what I do. So it has been a wild ride for the past few years. I'm just grateful that all of you are here. Anywho, so let's see. Somebody asked about a personal starting point on honing abilities. Intuition. Do some intuition tests. For me, and I've got this in a video coming out this week, on claircognizance, but everybody has intuition to some extent. I told my guides for a summer that I wanted to be led to porch cats. So here's the thing. Give your spirit guides space to do the thing that you ask them to do. If you're go, 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 you may miss the signs. So when I would walk to work, it took 20 minutes for me to walk to work. I would make 30 minutes to walk to work. And I would say, all right, for validation, can you take me to Porch Cats? And yeah, I sometimes would have to use the whole 10 minutes before I got to work. I would just trust myself to, like, I would just, as a claircognizant, sometimes I would just get like left, right, left, you know, and like go. If you're clairsentient, you might feel left or feel right. If you're clairaudient, you might get left or right. Or you might even feel something here, which is kind of a cross between clairaudience and clairsentience. But yeah, if you're asking for signs, give yourself space to see them. I think that's another thing. People are like, they're not giving me signs. I'm like, did you slow down enough to see them? It's a compromise. They can do the stuff, just like you can do the stuff. So give the space. Yeah. PS commenter that wasn't specifically at you. That was obviously generalized. But yeah, ask for what you want and grow from there. If you need to be able to trust yourself. That's the biggest. That's why I say everybody look at your intuition. You know, start from there. Y'all got it. Whether that's a gut feeling or just a knowing or something like that. So start from there, see where you're led. Yeah. So anywho, I got these dowsing rods that I've never used before, and I really want to use them. So we're gonna do that together. But first, I'm gonna have a little swig. This live also brought to you by Coca-Cola. I typically don't drink soda. Here we go. Okay. Wow, thanks for all the compliments, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that I have been able to help so many of you. That really means so much to me. I can't think of any better reason to be here. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing your stories and for sharing your time. And many of you I've met online, which has been like super cool through like consultations or quick chats and stuff. It's been a very cool and humbling experience. So thank you. I'm gonna drink this now. Cool. So, getting to the dowsing rods, because I keep talking about it, and yeah. So, these are from Lori. Thank you, Lori. She went on my Amazon gift list. Yeah, so I probably should have read a manual about this. Remember, I'm doing this in the safest spot in my house, and I don't talk to strangers. So remember, these are an amplification of my own ability. Just like for anybody who uses any kind of tool, they are an amplification of your own ability. So I'm just gonna calibrate them. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm super. Can I get a cross for yes? Cool. Can I get a not cross for no? I'm trying to keep them so still. Can we try that? Okay, let me try this again. Can I get a cross for yes, please? This is just connecting with my energy right now because I gotta calibrate it. Cool. Maybe if I have them a little bit more. Okay. Can I get a not cross for no? Okay. This is the same thing that I do with the pendulum too. I always calibrate it with me, like depending. And we can do another live on pendulums later if you want to do that. So yeah, this is me doing this. This is just me connecting with my own energy right now. So cross for yes. I feel like I'm moving them a little bit just because, yeah, I've gotta get it even. Okay, thank you. I also left these at the altar of Hermes for communication and specifically with spirits. So, okay, cool. I'll do another, open for no. Yeah. I'll do another live on pendulum and I'll have to figure out how to adjust the camera, if I can do it on like game mode or something like that. So, okay. Cross for yes. Cool. Thank you. Uncross for no. Can I get a little bit more on that? Thanks. Okay. Okay. Did I eat popcorn for dinner? is my own energy unsure of what I ate for dinner. See, here's the thing. People get caught up. They're like, oh, I need to ask spirit stuff. I'm like, ask if what you should have for dinner. Connect with yourself. Okay. Yeah, open is no. Okay. So, I know that popcorn is not a meal, ma'am. Like, don't speak for Rupert. Did I have a cookie for breakfast today? I don't know, maybe. Like, did I have a cookie for an afternoon snack? Maybe. I did have pasta for lunch, though. Somebody asked, how do I differentiate my energy from a spirit's energy? We can do a lie detector on this. So in part, it's trust. Like, it's trust in myself to understand who's in my energetic field. Yes. Oh, this is fun. I can talk and you can see that I'm telling the truth. Okay. This is what I do with new stuff. I just get really giggly. Okay. You're gonna go ahead and get salsa and a margarita. I mean, I would have that for dinner too. See, what? Big yes. Okay. Was my dinner healthy? Could I do better at eating healthier? Okay. Okay, for a moment, I gotta wipe my eye. Okay. The truth is out. My dinner is awful. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Somebody asked how do I tell if it's like a spirit thought or if it's my thought. It takes practice. Spirit thoughts, they kind of land, if I could explain, energetically closer to my ears. My thoughts come in from a deeper part of my head. That's the best way I can describe it. I did do another video on how I perceive. It's in my Q&A playlist where I kind of go into more detail. I was about to say, is it not in my Q&A playlist? Because it should be. Where is it? Okay, we're good. As I said, we're doing lie detector tests. Okay. Is Rupert on the same side as the tie on my shirt? Yes. Does he exactly fit in my blanket fort? No! Look at that! It's so big! Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just so folks know, at least this time around, because I haven't checked it, I will not be answering random questions from you with Dowsing Rods. I want to be absolutely sure that I'm connecting specifically with your energy, and I would want to just simply practice that more before doing random questions. So for those of you who are asking things for me to go over with the Dowsing Rods, understand that it's currently connected to my energy. It's not connected randomly on the internet. I know some mediums do that, and some people do get the right answers. Why did it do that? Is it... Okay, here we go. Is it because Rupert entered the chat, so to speak? There you go. We've got guesses on your height. Ooh. Guess how tall Rupert is. He already hates this. He's like, why? For some of you who have seen videos where he's kind of shown up, you can kind of get an idea. So yeah. Okay, so I'm probably 6 foot, 6.5, 6'2". Okay. So we've got somebody was like 5'7". I kind of had to project that because measurement's different, I think, from when he was alive. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I was just like, so like maybe a hand taller than me. Are you a hand taller than me? Are you more than a hand taller than me? Are you a head taller than me? I'm 5 feet. So somebody asked, big into the paranormal, but why should I believe you? You don't have to. I'm not here to force my beliefs or force people to believe me. You don't have to. It's really up to you. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to tell stories and to share my experience and hope that my experience helps other people out, because a lot of people are waking up right now to spiritual stuff. So that's really it. So back to Rupert. Let's see, I've still got some. Yeah. Thanks for the gifts, everybody. Okay. So let's see. Are you 6'6"? Which is, then that would be more than a head taller than me. He's kind of doing this like exact measurements and so okay. Are you taller than Jay? Yes. That was, wow, that hit me. Cool. Yeah, basketball player height. He doesn't, I don't think you know what basketball is. No. You might like it though. Jay is 6'1". So yeah, somehow I landed him tall, which is weird. I am a short person. I really don't go after tall people. I guess love is what it is. So, okay. I think that was my hand. Is no happening on something? Did I think something? Okay, hold on. Let me recalibrate. Okay, cool. So, do I put anything specific in my hair? Thank you. I braid it, and I use like spray gel, and I just work it through my hair before I braid it. Because it is humid in the South, and if you don't got something in your hair, I've learned that lesson the hard way. If you want to see me learning the lesson the hard way, look up the Bergwin Wright live. That the Dowsing Rods confirm that my hair was rough that day, but the rest of me I thought looked pretty good. P.S. It took me a long time to be able to talk nice about myself. So if anybody's like, she's talking, what I had to learn to love myself, and I hope the same for everybody out there. So that's a genuine thing. Anywho, so where am I in the South? Am I in Wilmington? Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina. So Rupert, do you like it when I go live? Oh, that's a big no. But do you like it that other people like when you're involved with my lives? Do you at least go live because I like when you go live? Kind of. Okay. He wouldn't be here if he hated it. Would you be here if you hated it? Okay. Yeah, everybody's like, we love Rupert. He just did a kind of like. That's also him saying, you don't know me. When they know our stories. Yeah, see, the Dowsing Rods say that they know our stories. Rupert, are you having a good day? Yeah. Thanks for not being sarcastic on that one, because it looks like the rods were considering it. Thanks. So, hey, I'm just doing this for fun. Somebody said Dowsing Rod's been proven to be wrong. Cool story, bro. I'm doing this for fun. I don't use them for readings. I literally got these a few days ago from a very nice person named Lori, and I'm just having fun. So if you're not having fun, please understand you don't have to be here. Much love. So yeah, thank you. That's the thing. Once again, I'm just gonna restate this, folks. Like, I'm not doing this to make you believe in ghosts. I'm doing this because I'm having fun, and a lot of you are engaged in my stories, and I thought, well, why not? Thank you. Goodness, these gifts are so cool. So yeah, that was never my point in starting any of this. It was to simply share my story, and I hope to inspire others. And for what it's worth, the rods agree with me. So cool. Thank you for all the love. I miss the ghost soap operas. I've got more skits coming. Thank you. Yay. Yeah, I have some more skits down the way. I wanted to do some kind of like one-shot skits, like the guy walking to the river and that kind of thing. So that way it could, if people didn't want to spend literally 5 hours on the Ghost Skits 1 playlist. Whoops, that turned out to be very long. But it seems like all of you enjoyed it, so glad that you're here. But yeah, I wanted to make just like some one-shot skits, but I'm going to be bringing back some stories about, the folks that you already know. So yeah. Is it nerve-wracking having my emotions on the rods as I speak? Thank you. I mean, no more nerve-wracking than most of my life is. The rods agree. Oh, yay. Arush said, Rupert, we enjoy the stories. It's like a book, but we hear it. We're writing a book. Well, he's involved in writing a book. He's helping me write a book. Okay, apparently I have to say that correctly. So part 1 is done. I'm in the 3rd draft, and I'm going to be releasing it as soon as I can. And if you want to be the first to know about that, sign up for my website newsletter. I send out 4 newsletters a year. Yeah, and you can truth check that because I just send them out per season. I don't like spamming people. If you've signed up for the newsletter and you have not received one yet, specifically if you signed up like at least 3 months ago, check your spam, could be there. So yeah. So, somebody asked, when I started seeing ghosts, what did I do to not be afraid? Dude, when I started seeing ghosts, I was a very small child and I was afraid. Huzzah. So the way that I stopped being afraid was I started to have experiences that weren't as scary, and I started coming into my own, and I started to find people who supported me, and I started to work on my mental health. So it was a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. I do have a past life with Rupert. I actually have the past life regression up on my Ghost Skits 1 playlist. It was very moving. I cried. So yeah. So cool. Let's see. Other yes or no questions for Rupert. Yeah, ask Rupert some yes or no questions. He was just like, not quite like that. He's a much more refined fellow. Rupert, have you seen Wizard of Oz? He has not seen Wizard of Oz. I haven't shown him yet. I've got a lot of movies to catch him up with. Yay, thank you for the heart. Do you have any idea what Wizard of Oz is about? No. Did Rupert have a pet? But did Rupert have farm animals? Did Rupert have farm animals? Did you keep birds? Though you don't apparently consider them farm animals. Apparently he did not want to share that. That's something else to mention. When you're using tools, if you're using them entirely but you're not trusting your intuition, spirits can lie. But we all know Rupert. We all know Rupert as, let me calibrate these again, as someone who was in the army. Yeah. Let's see, Rupert, were you a sentry in the army? The British Army? Yep. Remember, I'm only asking questions of Rupert or myself. I am not connected to each of your individual energies, and therefore I do not feel comfortable reading you without understanding that we have an actual connection. I'm not doing this as random questions for all of you. Some mediums do that. I like to check my sources to be sure that I'm connecting with specific energy before I do things like that. That is my personal preference. Not everybody will do that. That's fine. I'm not here to call anybody else out. So that's it. Let's see. Wait. Oh, okay. I read it. I projected the thought, does Rupert have a middle name? You saw the rods go out. He doesn't want that known right now. So, whoop. Yes, he doesn't want his middle name known. He's getting good with these. Did Rupert enjoy the military? Was a means to an end. That's what I just got from him. He wanted a ticket out of Wales to start a new life, and he did. Can you confirm that? What? Okay. It's like, did you not want that? By the way, Welsh Mother, if you're watching, that was in part, he didn't want to be rude. That's what I got from that. And C2, hey, while I'm using these, I'm just going to take a teaching moment for a second. Have it check. You can have tools help you check your own abilities, but like if you get like a weird answer or something like that, ask why it's weird. You may be able to come up with more than you think. Okay, she says no problem, my dears. Thank you. It was a long time ago. Is that you? Okay, yeah. As I said, I'm still differentiating thoughts sometimes. So, anywho. Yeah, was that you that said long time ago? Okay, cool, thank you. Especially when I'm just like speaking like this and doing more entertainment, it is more raw, so it's not always like super grounded. When I'm channeling like for other folks for like serioso stuff rather than like fun time stuff, which is this, I am more grounded and I make sure I understand where the words are coming from. It's a matter of focus. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, do you spend time with Mira? And yeah, so once again, I projected the thought before it happened. The question was if he spent time with Mira the way that Jimothy does. Jimothy loves having a dog, whereas Rupert's not big on pets. I remember when he was first hanging out at the bus, he was like, why is a dog? Yeah. Yeah, okay. He was like, why is a dog inside? Dogs belong outside. Yeah, so, but he obviously compromised on that. He liked Mira. Did you like Mira? I hope so. Oh, I need to keep this still. You did like Mira? Okay. Because she was mine. Because she mattered to me. Okay, I'm going to, there's a bug. What are you doing, bug? Where did you even come from? I did not invite you. I don't know what it was, but I did not invite him in, so he doesn't get to stay. He came past my wards, bug. So, yeah, let's see. I don't know. Any other yes or no questions? Can Rupert read? Yes. Yeah, you see how far it's going back? It's like, I read rather well. Did Rupert have siblings? Well, I know the answer, but let me, can I recalibrate that? He was like, no, the answer is the same. He did have siblings. He had 2 half-brothers who were older than him and a younger sister. So, yeah. Unfortunately, did any of them live into adulthood? No. Hard times to be alive in the mid-1700s, especially when there's fever. was Mary Rupert's first love. That was a thing. So Mary was one of my past lives. She was 4 lives ago, and he was hanging out as a ghost for about 300 years, and then we met again. So yeah, it's in the Ghost Gets One playlist. It's a trip. I also did a regression because he was very certain on who I was, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And he was just like, you've literally talked about things that you shouldn't have known about. And I was like, yeah, but did I really? And he's just like, you've got to be effing kidding me. I'm obviously paraphrasing. Yeah, with that, that'll also be in the book a little bit more. I didn't put out all the conversations I had with Rupert in the videos. So, okay, hold on. Rupert. Okay, can we recalibrate? It's just kind of weird that it's just like hanging. Okay, let me get this back because I gotta be as still as possible. Okay, do you like your new job? Do you like representing justice for spirits? You know, it's cool. You can kind of see personality with these if you're looking closely, or at least I'm feeling it, because it's very much like a yes. But like, it's not a lie. It's just the way that I'm saying it. Has Rupert ever been to Alaska? No. Let's see. Do you use modern swear words? I'm thinking a word at you. Yes. That I'm not gonna say on the live. But it is a word that I personally use a lot. Has Rupert traveled? But have you traveled for recreation? In part. When he was in Wales, the largest city, which wasn't even a huge city, I can't pronounce it, but it's on one of the videos. It was about like an hour and a half walk away, I think. I'm getting a guess. Cool. He has long legs, so. But yeah, that's the kind of travel he did. Does Rupert know anyone else from Wales? Yeah. Or people from Wales, yeah. Do you like my style? Really? Do you like what I'm wearing right now? Really? You like what I'm wearing right now? Well, thanks. Usually he has things to say about me showing too much skin. Is that true? Do I show too much skin? No. Wait. Do I show too much skin in public? Do I show the amount of skin that you like at the house? What? Are you giving weird answers because you can? Are you being cryptic? Oh, this is funny. Thanks for the compliments, everybody. Calling me up for blushing, so rude. Okay. Calibrating. Anyway, have you been to New York? He actually, I was doing some research on the regiment that he was in before he came down to Wilmington, or before he was reassigned. And the reason why I was able to find it was he gave me a year. Can I say the year right now? Okay, so not right now. That will be coming out likely in the book. Will it be in the book? Yes. He's still figuring out some things on his past, and I don't want to release things until he feels more comfortable with what I'm talking about. Rupert, can you see the comments if you want? Do you want to see the comments? Is it because you're protective? Is it because, do you want to see the comments because you care about what people are saying? Sort of. Anyhow, well, he likes to know what's going on. Can Rupert smell food? Yes. Does Rupert like pasta? Yes. I've shared some. Claire Gustance, which I made a video about recently. Sharing the taste psychically or just leaving some out. Everybody says hi. Is Rupert happy? Yay. He's like, does Rupert like his new abilities? Yeah. Did Mary and Rupert have children? Did any of them survive? And I knew the answer, so that was kind of a mixed between his energy and mine. One child didn't make it. So yeah, that's actually the regression talks about that. And I remember he sat in on the regression. It's with Myra. She has it up on her YouTube. Soul Signs Hypnosis is her page. But yeah, he didn't know what happened after he had passed. And so me doing that regression allowed him to have some closure on what actually happened. Yes. So yeah. Does he like the modern world? Do you like modern plumbing? Yes. Like toilets. Those are very cool. Did you want to come to America? Yes. Is the afterlife scary? It depends. Oh, I moved. Should they be afraid of the afterlife? Nah. If you live a moral life, should anybody be afraid? And remember, morals aren't made up by one deity, if you get what I mean. Here's a question. Is there more than one deity out there? Oh, come on. I know the answer to that. Hold on. This is me priming a little bit, but... Okay, for other people, is there more than one deity out there? More than one deity to consider? More than one deity to work for? Really? Okay, I moved a little bit. Hold on. Let me recalibrate, because he primarily works with one. Do you primarily work with one deity? Should other people primarily work with one deity? So, can people work with numerous higher beings? Cool. Were you referring just now to the collective consciousness that connects us all? Cool. So, anyway, I went on a little tangent there because he reasons the both of them. So, yeah. Have you mastered the peg game yet? Yes. Well, he didn't get down to 1, but he got down to 2, so he was feeling very good on that. So, yeah, yeah. So, someone asked, do you have spirit guides? Which I'm projecting to you, who I'm thinking of, are others, so to speak. He doesn't like to admit that, but he does. So, yeah. Rupert, well, okay, when you say, has he met God, do you mean the Canaanite war god? Do you mean Jesus? Which god do you mean? Do you mean the collective consciousness? Have you met Hecate? Cool. Have you met Hermes? Cool. Have you met gods that I cannot even fathom? Oh, yeah. Have you met the Canaanite war gods? And if you're wondering why I keep calling him the Canaanite war god, I took a history of ancient religions class in college. It was a thing. So here's real quick though. That's not me coming at Christians right now. Okay, I believe that there can also be a higher being of peace, and that is what a larger message of Jesus was trying to do. okay. Deities can change over time. They can morph. We see this all the time. See, this is connecting. It's kind of connecting both of us right now. Yeah. So yeah, I won't answer questions on all of that history just because I am not a historian. I would just say check your own research on where your deity comes from. And that's for anybody. That's for any deity you want to work with. Check and see where they came from. Read about them. Read sources that don't like them. Get as much information as you possibly can on them. Yeah, so all of... yeah. So, anywho, okay. Well, I've done this for about an hour, and now my hands are kind of painful. So I'm going to close these off. I don't know if there's a process to that, but I'm just going to do this. Thank you. And yeah, we've got like roughly 5 minutes. Hey, don't feel like you have to work with a deity. That's fine. Some people aren't meant to. Some people's path is just to have their own willpower and work with themselves. Some people's path is not to believe any of this, and that's entirely fine. It's entirely up to you on what you want to do. So, yeah, and to the minister who's on my chat, yeah, I'm thinking back to, I saw this chart of the ages of different beliefs in religion. And so when I talk about the collective consciousness, I mean all of our ability to connect with one another. So one might say that is God. It's just important to recognize what God we're talking about rather than putting all of it under this kind of lump understanding of the Christian God or the Muslim God or the Jewish God or, the whatever God. So yeah, I believe in the collective consciousness. I believe that we can all connect to one another through something higher that we can't understand. I just also believe in a lot of different tiers of power as well. That's not to say that all of them are at the same level. It's just a matter of being like, even in Christian belief, there are angels, So yeah, once again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I am right. God, what is right? I can only speak to my experience and what I have experienced, and that's why I never say any of this as any kind of insult. It's just a matter of what experience you may have and that sort of thing, and that's entirely valid. I can ask questions of a spirit, I can ask questions of myself, but we're all having different experiences here, and all of that is entirely valid, regardless of what that is. So yeah, I believe that we are all connected by something, and that's awesome. Anything that's alive is connected all by something. And it is the great mystery of this universe to figure out what in the world that something is. And yeah, what was it? I have told people before, what do I believe in? I believe in the darkness behind the stars. And that's actually something that we used in a video. So yeah, darkness behind the stars, because there's something out there. We're just trying to figure out what it is. And that's life. So, yeah, everybody do what they do. Yeah, so for anybody asking questions on Rupert, do check out the Ghost Gets 1 playlist. You're going to find out a lot of stuff. Some people might say it is binge-worthy material, but it's really just a matter of, is that your jam or is it not? And if it's not, I hope he likes my other stuff. But thanks for being here. And yeah, a lot of you are asking about abilities and growing those. I'm going to be doing some videos this week on the different clair senses and how different people will sense and perceive in different ways. And I hope you all check those out. Of course, my YouTube is a thing. And thank you for all the good comments and all that stuff and the gifts and everything. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff on my YouTube on growing abilities and what are spirit guides, what are ghosts, all sorts of stuff. And I hope you check it out there. And thanks again to my Patreons who helped make this possible so much. And I will be live again at some point. I'm not entirely sure. So thanks for joining with these. I had a lot of fun. Thanks again, Lori, for offering getting those rods from my gift list and sending them to me. That was super cool. Remember, this was all for fun, and I hope that you had fun tonight. So wherever you are, I wish you the best, and thanks for being here and talking philosophy, deities, and random questions about Rupert with me this evening. Have a good night, or wherever you are, or whatever time it is.